The greatest adversary in this mission in North Idaho to convert the schismatics and bring them back into the Catholic Church, especially with all the abuses going on in the FSSP and the Novus Ordo. The biggest threat is the devil, because the devil hates it when you expose him, and he really works the most mischievously through these FSSP priests, because when we hear a priest in the Novus Ordo speaking heresy on the pulpit, we just shrug and we say, well, of course, yeah. I mean, what do you expect? There's married deacons. This priest is giving out communion in the hand. I'm not surprised at all that this priest is preaching heresy from the pulpit. But when we go in the FSSP, our expectations are raised so high because they do acknowledge that these are grave errors in the Catholic Church. But when we see them doing crazy things on the pulpit, like defending themselves with the law and saying they're looking for people to arrest inside the church, they're paranoid, and they don't care about becoming martyrs. They only care about their status and reputation and intimidating people in the church with their cameras. And then when you look at these priests get up on the pulpit and all they care about is some rich pagan that's probably his soul's at risk of going to hell, and they don't ask the parish to pray for this poor man. A billionaire doesn't make him rich. It actually makes him really stupid and poor if you really think about it, because he's not caring about his soul or being generous with his money to the poor, which is really what this priest needs to talk to this man about. Maybe he needs to talk to this man about becoming a baptized Catholic instead of exalting him putting him on a pedestal on the podium. And they never asked us to pray against the threat that this abortion overturn may not work out. So we all have to pray. The only thing the priest said on the pulpit is that he was going to he was going to threaten to try to arrest people. But he never mentioned that we needed to unite in prayer. And that is the terror of this FSSP, is they're so paranoid and gun happy because they sell guns on the pulpit. And another thing is the psychological warfare of them, which is highly indoctrinated. It's slick, it's sophisticated, and they kind of sew it into the end of their sermons so that you really don't know that they're brainwashing you. But they advocate against lay people blogs, and they do say that, and that's a terror, because we are, as people, all nations and all people, required from our baptismal and confirmational vows to preach the gospel, irregardless of a person's rank. That means there's no favoritism. That means if I see a priest in error, I am under a vow to God to call that priest out. If I see a bishop in error, I am called by my baptismal promises, not even my confirmation vows, but my baptismal promises, which is an invisible mark on my forehead for all time. And I have been sown into a conscience that gives me the free will to unite with the divine will in order, and the courage and perseverance through the grace of God, not my own, through the grace to call them out. And if I don't, I am definitely a venial sin. But if it perpetually adds up, it could equate in a mortal sin and many years in purgatory.